Welcome everyone back to the Myth series in-depth playthrough. Today's mission in Myth the Fallen Lords is Bagrada. In the real world, there is actually a battle called Battle of the Bagrada River that was fought roughly in 255 BC. Actually, there are multiple battles with the same name, but I think this is the one Bungie came up with the name Bagrada from. In this battle, Carthage easily defeated the Romans in a battle with equal forces by effectively using 104 elephants. While this battle was not the first time the Romans had fought against warrior elephants, they were the main focus in this battle. While the battle wasn't exactly even when you consider that Carthage had a lot more cavalry, however, it is a bit surprising that they won on a landslide considering how proficient the Romans were in combat. What I want you to get out of this is that the warrior elephants were a major player in this battle, and like the battles of Bagrada River, the mission will have an enemy that can change the outcome of this mission. The enemy is the Trow. You will learn to fear the footsteps of the Trow. Bagrada is also Scottish Gaelic for baggage, though this doesn't really tell us anything, but once again with a Scottish/Irish reference, which Bungie seems to like in this game. Let's listen to the journal for this mission.
Wednesday, November 12th, Fool's Traverse, Bagrada. Damn, I hate the cold. A few months of warm weather and you forget what it's like to have your eyes frost shut and the snot freeze in your nose. And it doesn't bother the undead one bit either, I'm sure. We're up here in the mountains to stop the Deceiver from crossing into the west before winter closes the high passes. It's already started to snow pretty hard, so we shouldn't have to be here longer than a few more days. Bagrada is a maze of tiny canyons crisscrossing the mountains between the Plain of Scales and Forest Heart. There are 30 small groups of men like mine waiting at key junctions inside the pass, but the main body of our force is camped in the valley below, with hot meals and dry beds. I guess the worst thing about having a reputation for being a bunch of hardasses is that the Legion always finds itself where the fighting will be ugliest. So we're up here as the first line of defense against an attack by the Deceiver. Tyrfing just came running into camp, bellowing that our scout's signal fire has gone out. That means trouble.
The journal entry is 5 days after the last journal entry, and the weather is getting colder. It is critical that the Legion keeps the dark from crossing the cloud spike. They are worried about the Deceiver crossing, and they only need to hold the pass for a few more days before the pass will be full of snow and thus impassable. The idea was to have a small group spread at key points that could take out some of the dark at different locations, making it a very long journey for them to pass through the mountains. From the map in the journal, we learned that we are with the Avatar Maldon, defending the pass through the cloud spine called Bagrada. The Avatar Rabakin is defending another pass nearby called Seven Gates. Both of these passes must be held to keep the Deceiver and his armies away for the winter. The first image on the disc that wasn't included in the journal shows a berserk, furbolg, and dwarf shivering around a campfire. I like how the dwarf is pulling his hat further down, and then you see the berserk on the other side without anything covering his arms. The second image shows a bunch of soldiers having a merry time. This must be the main forts in the valley that have hot meals and dry beds. Dang, is that warrior in the center wasted. He is going to look like the warrior on the bottom left pretty soon. The dwarf has 2 L's and he seems to be doing fine. Maybe if we did a better job in the previous missions, we would be down there drinking some ale and having a merry time. But then again, we would miss out on the fighting against the new unit in this mission, the Trow. We talked about the Trow quite a bit in the first video, the history of the world of myth, so check that out if you haven't already. The Trow haven't been seen in the world since the Wolf Age because the hero Connacht had entombed them. Balor must have freed them since they are now in service to the Dark. As I discussed before, the Trow are one of the oldest races in the world of myth and also one of the most powerful. They are humongous, quick, and can take a beating. Unlike the undead, they can think for themselves and they are knowledgeable of the world. Their Myth the Fallen Lord unit description speaks of their strength. Initially, we thought the barn we were hiding in had been magicked away, but when we saw the unmistakable silhouette of a Trow becoming more and more distinct through the settling dust. Another unit description shows their confidence in battle and that they can be deep thinkers. Or we will fell your people like a pine forest. One Ghoul asked why he had singled out pines. Once cut, pines never regrow, spoke the Trow emissary, to which the Ghouls had no answer save silence. The next Myth 2 Soulblighter unit's description shows their way with words. He spoke in a voice I felt as much as heard, his words slow and deliberate, each syllable the roaring of an ocean. The Myth 3 The Wolf Age unit description is also interesting. Late in the Age of Reason, Avatara made contact with the Trow to speak of peace. The Avatara told of human cities and castles built by their hand. The Trow stated, "The first buildings on land were our creation." The Avatara spoke of the powerful sorceries mastered by humans. The Trow said, "The first magics were created by the Kaliak. We slew them." Not even the Avatara could easily impress the Trow. Being the oldest and most powerful race, they have seen a lot. They are immortal after all, at least according to Myth 3 The Wolf Age. And yet, another unit description in Myth 3 The Wolf Age says they are not arrogant. Arrogant? I think not. We are great thinkers and builders. Our monuments will last until the world ends. We are ancient. We walked among the beasts that would become your younger races. We are reverent, ever loyal and respectful to our Creator. We are powerful, unbeaten in battle. Why would we not be rulers of the world? While the Trow are a bit prideful, they are not arrogant in that they don't think more highly of themselves than what they really are. I say that they are prideful because they take a lot of pleasure in their own achievements and are very confident in themselves. I think that this is a bit of a slippery line, but I think you can understand what I'm getting at. The Trow are quick to go to war with other races who prick their pride. The Ogres are a prime example of this. When the Ogre called them consorts of Nyx, the Trow attacked and enslaved them. I would say that when the Trow get into a fight, they can be a bit hot-headed, meaning that they kind of lose track of common sense and thought. The fact that they attacked the Kaliak to get the runestones also shows that they enjoy having all the power over the other races and will go to war with anyone who challenges the fact they are a stronger race in the world. That being said, they do live a long time and learn from their mistakes. They have learned to be loyal and have become a bit smarter about whom they choose to go to war with than in the past. Now why are they fighting with the dark, you might ask then? Well, you should already know this if you have played the game before, but if not, you're going to have to wait and find out. A lot of the Trow have Latin names in the game. You can check this in Google Translate. Some of them are from other languages also. Now check out the cinematic for this mission.
That there were satchel charges hidden among the debris.
I love this cinematic, and I love how Bungie gets us hyped for the Trow. Maybe a bit scared too, but don't worry. I'll show you how to take this big guy out. The word in the cinematic says they learned too late that there were satchel charges hidden among the debris. Sounds like these doors blew up some enemies and the warriors enjoyed the sight. Exploding a bunch of enemies is one of the most satisfying experiences in Myth. The Trow in this mission will be bluish in color, just like the cutscene. Let's go kill this Trow. You will never forget the day you kill your first Trow. Lead your forces into the snowy pass and discover the fate of your scouting party. Alright, in this mission, well, first off, I want to show you this. As soon as we start the mission, it's going to say we lose units in this mission, but just watch this. So you start up, see, it dropped down to 84%. It thinks we lost 2 units, and I think that's just a mistake in the programming when they made this plugin.
Yeah.
The Fallen Levels plugin. I think it has. I mean, I think it has something to do with like in legendary difficulty, you just get less units, and I think it's counting them as dead instead of, you know, just not being used. Something like that. I'm not exactly sure. That's my hypothesis.
Over here.
Yes.
So we got these myrmidons. We don't need to show anymore. We got these myrmidons.
Yes, sir.
So there's these two statues. You know, we're coming out of the forest into the pass and the mountains. So this is kind of the mountains up here. You'll see it more when we get up there, and it's all snowy.
Yes.
So it's kind of like we're going up in elevation. We're just kind of chilling here, hiding behind this statue, because there's going to be a bunch of Thrall and Soulless coming. Oh, that grenade bounced nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just keeping my Berserk Spy. If they decide to commit, you know, I'll kill them. Okay, here comes the Thrall and Soulless, the real enemies.
Yeah.
Make up your mind.
So we're gonna kind of draw them around the statue
I'm moving.
Yes, sir.
and use this statue as a defense so that the Soulless can't hit my dwarves.
Hey, move it. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll do it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Come on, archers, kill that. Okay, perfect. I was afraid that they weren't gonna kill that myrmidon. There's gonna be 3 groups of these Soulless and
Make up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
come on, throw. Thank you. Okay, and then they're kind of retarded. They get stuck behind. Well, some of them are running away, which doesn't happen a lot.
Move here. Move there. Okay. Yes, sir. Burn. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just shoot him. He's almost dead. Oh wow, you guys' aim is horrendous.
Ready.
Shouldn't you guys like be high level by now? Maybe the snow is, you know, affecting them. Okay, so that's the first group. So, you know, if we pass forward a little bit, there'll be another group coming down sometime soon. There they are.
Okay.
We're gonna try to bring our guys back.
We're moving.
Get them to come around the one side.
Okay.
They all come around the same side. It's
Yes,
better.
sir. Move here.
Come on down.
Move there.
Come on down. I have a present for you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Very nice present.
Move here. Move there. Yeah. Move here. Move there.
I was afraid of that. I saw that grenade go up, and I was like,
I'm moving.
"This is gonna kill my dwarf, isn't it?" And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. Okay, come on,
Move
let's
here.
try this
Move
again.
there. Yes, sir. Yes. Make up your
There's a lot of duds in this snow. The snow really puts out your grenades. Sometimes it's a bit ridiculous. Like there's this grenade right here. That one might come back to bite me.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Move here. Move there.
Sometimes if you're nervous about like that grenade, right, you can blow it up, you know, beforehand, so that way they can't get to you. So one thing you could do here is you can kind of use, there's two ways you can kill them when there's these just remaining ones. You can kind of use angles, or as if like, okay, I can clearly see that the Soulless can't shoot me here, right? They'll just hit the wall, but I can shoot right here. And because of the splash damage, you know, it can kill the Soulless. See? So the other thing you can do is you can just send your Berserks around. Because he's only going to get like one arrow off, maybe. So once you get like that, you have a couple options of how to do it. But that angle trick with the dwarves is super handy. So, you know, when you're playing plugins and stuff, you know, keep that in mind. So there's one more group coming up. Oh, there it is. Let's just save it right here so I don't have to wait for them again. In case I die. I mean, I'm not gonna have any casualties, but you know. Can never be too sure with these doors.
That was mine. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Money. Got him.
How do you hit that? That was a ridiculous angle.
What now?
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a good angle because these Soulless aren't near the monument. So we're just gonna hit them with our archers.
Got him.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, okay.
You got a lot of heals in this mission, but I haven't really used a lot.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, that was a nice throw.
Move there.
Let's go.
So like, you see my units aren't even hurt that much. Like, you probably won't hardly use any heals in this mission.
Yes. Move here. Move there.
Let's go.
So there won't be any more,
Yeah. Over here.
that's it for, you know, those groups of Soulless and Trow. There won't be any more of those. There'll be Myrmidons running around.
We're moving. I'm moving.
That's why I like to send my...
Yeah.
That's why I'm sending my Berserks ahead, is because
Yes.
there aren't any. You don't really have
Let's
to.
go.
Okay, this is kind of the pass I want to defend.
Yeah. Got it.
This is going to be my
Yes, sir.
my defense against the Trow on this little ramp. Here's some
I'm moving. Yes.
Myrmidons coming. Okay, we're gonna kill these few Soulless. You know, I wonder if the Soulless that left up front come up here, because I feel like before I've been here and there's only been one. I wonder if that Soulless retreats up here. I never thought about that. Should bring this guy up in case we need to heal.
Yes. Yes. All right. Right away. On the way. Sir? All right. Ready. On the way. Got him.
Okay, there we go. There's that. These guys are still chasing them. Okay. Okay, so
We're moving.
get them.
We'll do it.
Yes.
I forgot about these guys.
Mic up, you
Money.
Forgot about this group of Myrmidons.
Okay.
Let's hope for some good good RNG.
Oh yeah.
Yes!
Burn. Okay.
Come on, blow up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Got him! Money!
Yeah, that worked out well. If those didn't go off, you know, I would have been SOL. Get him!
Do it.
Get him already!
Mic up, young man. Look out. Yes.
That was mine!
Oh. Yes.
Tail.
They're faster than them. I don't know why they haven't caught up with them yet. He's just like running around in circles. What in the world? Get him! Get him! This is actually pretty ridiculous.
Over here. Let's go. I'm moving. Yes. Let's go. I'm moving. I'm moving. Yes. Over here. Yeah. I'm moving. Let's go. Over here. I'm moving. Let's go. Let's go.
There we go. Got a few hits on
Let's
him.
go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm
Feels like
moving.
just moving over to the side. Like,
Yeah. Let's go.
oh, I should have. If I wasn't
Yeah.
fast forwarding, I could have
Let's
clicked
go.
on him.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I'm moving.
There we go. That was absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so there's another group coming in. I didn't expect that.
Yes, sir. Mic up, young man. Okay.
Sometimes these archers will hit the doors like on the
Okay.
slope, and it's really annoying.
Yeah. Move here.
I'm
Move
moving.
there.
I'm moving. I'm moving. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we get some reinforcements up here. We want to go grab them.
Let's go.
Go grab our
I'm
reinforcements.
moving. Yeah. Yeah. I'm moving.
Here's
Let's
another
go.
little nice spot you can defend,
Let's
but
go.
I don't think it's
Yeah.
as good as the one we're at.
Let's go.
New
I'm
units
moving.
received.
Yeah. I'm moving.
Okay, we're gonna get everything ready. I'm gonna place a bunch of satchels right at this corner.
Ready? Yes?
What?
So,
Yes. Yeah.
okay. Make sure all my stuff is set up. Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to kill, well, you'll see. I'll try to kill all the Trow and Solus.
Yeah.
And then those
Yeah.
satchel charges are
Over
for the
here.
Trow.
I'm moving. I'm moving. I'm
So,
moving.
in order to
I'm
activate the Trow, well, I shouldn't have run
Over
straight at these
here.
Solus.
Let's go.
These Solus will just park here.
Yeah.
You can kill them if you want with
Yeah.
your archers, but... Well, something else I didn't mention yet is there's these little stone monuments. And we'll talk about those more later. But you can see, like, kind of on the map, it's kind of like this entrance where our, you know, and there's a monument there. This is where our, you know, guys came from. There's other little passages like this in the mountains, and at each one there's kind of these stone monuments. So I think these are kind of like markers to help, you know, the Legion find their way, you know, through the pass. Where'd my mouse go? There it is.
Over here. I'm moving. Over here.
So if we come up to about in here, say,
Let's go. I'm moving.
it will activate
I'm
the
moving.
Trow and the
Yeah.
last
moving.
undead and soulless
moving.
army. Here's the little campfire that we saw in the cinematic where all the people died. So the Trow comes from up here. There's kind of like a passageway into here from there. So that's where they'll come from.
I'm moving. Let's go.
So we should hear his footsteps start coming.
Yeah. Over here.
Let's go get him. I already went far enough. They should be activated right now.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm moving. Yeah.
Where is he?
Yeah.
There they come.
Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go.
There's a few Mercurian scouts.
Let's go. Let's go.
They're coming. We might not hear them, but they're coming.
I'm moving. Shell. Yeah. Let's go.
Well, I kind of want to wait for them just to show off. But normally you probably... Okay, there they are. Okay, so normally you probably come up to here, this little ramp. This is a good spot to defend too. But you can see here's some Solus coming. Got the Thrall. And then there's a Trow back here. But he won't go faster than the Solus and Thrall. He'll always kind of like, you know, kind of follow him up. And then they got these Mercurian scouts.
Over here.
Or the Myrmidons, I'm sorry. The Myrmidon scouts. So we're just going to run back to our little ramp. These guys are chasing us. We'll kill them.
I'm moving.
We can heal up this berserk. So you can kind of hear the footsteps. There you go. If your camera's on him, it's one way you can kind of figure out where they are. Is based on where you hear the footsteps. So you can imagine if you're playing this, how intense it is, you know, with this campfire, and you come up here and you see all these dead bodies. Like, you've watched the cinematic, you know he's up here, and you hear those footsteps. Like, I think it's pretty cool.
Sir?
So I want to back up my archers. I just want to leave a path so my dwarves can get down. So they can shoot up here and kind of keep moving down.
Let's go.
I'm going to wait for them to come up here. They're going to come right down. There they come. There they come. Okay. Let's save it right here. We'll get ready to do some killing. I didn't mean to do that. Dang it.
Sir, right away. All right.
I kind of messed up. Oh well.
Yeah.
And you see him there. Okay, as soon as he's in range with his archers, just have your archers go at him. Get these guys kind of backed up. We're going to try to hit him with our, you know, doors. He's actually stuck on the Thrall. That's really lucky. Come on, get him. Yes! That worked out way better than in practice. That was super lucky. Oh my gosh. That was so lucky that he got caught on those Thrall. Normally, you know, you blow him up and he's like pretty much dead, but because after all that, but because of that Thrall, he got stuck. So that worked out very well. So you see, it says I have kills. It says I lost 2 Berserk, but you know, I really didn't. You saw the beginning of the mission, what I saw. Alright, everyone. So I just loaded back in, And I'm not gonna use the satchels this time. I'm gonna show you a little trick you can use with these healing herbs to kill them. Because when you use a healing herb on a unit, like if I use it on the Trow, for example, it will heal him, but it will also stun him. So what I can do is I can get all my melee units around him and have my archers shooting at him, because the archers can shoot him even when he's surrounded with melee because he's so tall that they'll shoot right over your units. So let's just send them all. Let's just have them both go to heal him.
Stand clear.
You just heal yourself. You heal him again. Well, anyways, you get the idea. If you keep healing him, like you can stun him. Well, anyways,
Yes, sir.
I know you can get it to work.
I'm moving.
Maybe someone has a better method of doing it, but anyways, I just wanted to show that little trick off to you. On the windscreen, we see a berserk with his foot on the decapitated Trow's head. You can see the cloud spine in the background. The Trow's head is massive. On the last screen, we see a Myrmidon holding up the heads of a couple of soldiers in the Legion. Again, you can see the cloud spine in the background. The statues in this mission are called Sitting God, Model, and Fear. In the mission, they look like they are almost like giant chairs. Were they made to represent gods themselves, or to be chairs for gods? The statues are obviously representing dwarves, and they have lines in the back, which you could say look like the lines of the gold tiles on the Journeyman. Now, the dwarves were tightly knit with the city of Mirthemni before it fell, so perhaps they were built to honor the dwarves and Mirthemni, which is where the Journeymen are from. In the Soulblighter manual, it says that there were many battles in the past in Bagrada, including during the Great War. What I like to imagine is that some of these dwarves from Mirthemni defended this pass earlier in the Great War and built these statues to show their success at holding the dark back. There is no solid evidence of this though. The small stone monuments in the mission have illegible text on them. These are the same stone monuments that come with a multiplayer map called Ground Zero that comes with the game. In Ground Zero, they are a bit clearer because they have no snow on them, but they are still illegible. An individual on myth.bungie.org claims to have translated one of them, but I am pretty sure he just photoshopped some text on the stone as a number of lines of text don't line up. My guess is that he was just joking around, which is actually pretty funny if you think about it. How many people out there were gullible enough to think it was what the monument actually says when they first looked at it? Only me? Well, okay. Well, that wraps up this video. Thanks for watching Bagrada, and I will see you next time in Ambush at Devil's Outlook.